and welcome back to the IWR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Juan Cena, your IWL Commissioner, and with me, as always, IWR Commissioner Matt Riley. How are you tonight, Matt?
I'm superty duper.
So this episode will be the winter cycle in review, but first, we've had a lot of new members on the IWR Network Facebook page. So first off, I'd like to say welcome to the IWR Network. I appreciate you guys coming aboard and you guys listening, so thank you so much for that. But this week hasn't been without its controversies. Recently, IWR Network Facebook page, we had an advertisement for the High Rollers League, which I think is an amazing concept, by the way. So there was some confusion and what have you, so I want to set the record straight about leagues promoting on the IWR page. Now, any and all leagues are able to promote on the page. You just have to get with me first. Drop me a line, show me what you're doing, so I can properly vet these things. Because I don't want to run into scenarios where it's happened in the past, where a commissioner will offer unrealistic prizes not approved by IWA, or stuff that wouldn't make a significant impact. Like, for example, there was a time where a commissioner said, I will give all rookies from the NWL free transfers. Well, guess what? Rookies from the NWL can transfer anywhere in the IWA for free. So instead of me answering 50 questions about it, I like to vet these things beforehand. Just to see what's going on. Let's see what's moving here. Again, I have no issues promoting this league or that league. We've done it before. We've done it with the UNL. We've done it with the GNL. We've done those things in the past, so there's no issues there. Just again, drop us a line, send me an email, get with me on a private message, and we can go through it together. And then you got to understand something, that a lot of people on the IWR Network page ask me a lot of questions. So I need to know the answers to these questions so I can respond, especially if you're someone who's coming off the street or you're someone that's new. They don't know you, so they're not going to ask you. They're going to ask me. I need to be prepared to answer these questions so I can answer them for the members of the IWR Network appropriately. So guys, just keep that in mind for the future. Although I am very excited to see a lot of brand new leagues pop up. In addition to the High Rollers League, which we'll cover in detail later on in the show, we have the GNL, who's up and running, up and popping. We have the UNL, which is in its 10th cycle, but it's doing fantastic. In addition, there's the Monday Night League, which is an awesome concept, and I wish them luck. I think that's going to be a heavy hitter league in the not-so-distant future. I think they're going to do an amazing job over there, and it's definitely going to be a worthwhile place to play. So, Matt, what are your thoughts on new leagues and Facebook skullduggery?
I enjoy new leagues. My only concern is what it always is. How many times have we seen this happen? How many times have we seen this happen where leagues gets all drummed up, people are excited, they join in, and within 4 cycles the commission's gone, half the league drops out, and it's just not what it was. Now, I'm hoping, every league that comes along does well. I think the HRL will do pretty well. It looks like it's loaded. It's the first time I've ever seen a league with 2 pages just for the rankings.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I would say my concern is that there's only a finite number of players right now. So hopefully the game grows a bit more to kind of grow those players out. But I think the kind of sticking point of this league is what I said in my comments was, if I'm playing in a league where I'm playing for cash, I want that cash. As long as he's paying it out and it's going well. I mean, we've talked about before in the past of how you can use IWA credit from IWA to cover prizes for things. Yeah. It's a good way to do it. It's just if you can front it. If you can't front that money, boo-hoo. But this is the first cycle, so we're going to give it some time to see how it goes. Hopefully it will develop competitively, report-wise, etc., and we'll go from there. Now,
they've done cash payout leagues in the past, correct?
They did. Way back in the day, they had the adults-only league, and then they had there was a couple of them, but the adults-only league, AOL, was first, and that was a cash prize of, I think, $50 each month for each cycle. Wow, people don't know this. The IWA champion used to get $500.
Every cycle?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Back when there were like 130 leagues and people were pumped up like crazy, to kind of give you an analogy, is the IWA gives commissioners a lot of leeway because of the activity they create. Well, when big roster players were going hog wild across the game, they gave them a lot of bonus prizes, so there it is.
There it is. Again, guys, I try to keep the IWR Network page drama-free. as much as I can. Again, there's always going to be some sort of issue or drama, and I understand that. But again, there's an expectation here on this page that you treat everyone with respect, and you try your best to get along. Although that's not always going to be the case. So, I refuse to let this page become toxic or a place where people just yell at each other all the time. I would rather delete the page and take it down before that even happens. So again, keep it in mind. Again, this is a hub for the IWAR. That's why most of the things that you see are IWAR related. Now, we will do IWA-wide stuff from time to time when it's appropriate. So we're going to start with the BRL. This is Battle Royal League, number 511. We have League Champion, Sir Gunter Kinderwatt. He wins $50 in IWA credits. Amazing. TV Champion, Koenig. Atlantic Champion, El Dragon de Oro. Central Champion, The Great David. Dixie Champion, taking care of business. Eastern Champion, The Walking Riot, Heather Hyatt. Mountain Champion, The Product of Arrogance, number 1. Northern Champion, Product of Arrogance, number 2. Pacific Champion, Kane. Prairie Champion, Chief, Bold Gray Fox. Southern Champion, The Hellion, Roxanne O'Connor. Western Champion, Nightmare Sandhell. Tag Team Champions, Bruce and Keith Scott. They win 5 free matches for retaining. TV Tag Team Champions, Rick Riley and Rick Challenger, also known as Bad Company. 6-Man Champions, and they win 5 free matches as well. Judge, Jerry, and the Executioner. TV 6-Man Champion, Sharpshooter Jake Scarlett, El Dragon de Oro, and Russian Rocket Alexei Smirnov.
Well, first things first, the 6-Man Champions went on to win the IWA 6-Man Championships along with like 8,000 other teams.
Nice.
And then Sharpshooter Jake Scarlett, El Dragon de Oro, and Alexei Smirnov became the second BRL team to ever win the U.S. 6-Man Championship. So, hooray for them. That was Sir Gunter's 9th championship, which ties him for second with Steve Stryker, and one behind the combo of Frank Snow and Stone Barrington with 10. So, knocking on the record book door there. What's going on? There's lots going on. We have a mysterious invasion from the XPL still going on, although some have brought it into question. Could it be an imposter? And there's a lot going on. We have new female wrestler Tegan Sweet. We have Kane and Abel, a new tag team, part of the Noble House. I think one of the bigger news is that Luther Alexander challenged Mike Sebastian to a Russian death match.
Someone will die.
Someone will die. Probably the ref. We have Masca Negro, a new masked wrestler, a really good solid TT from him. Jimmy North stands up to Venom Scott. Have Sir Gunter claiming he ran out the drunks and his love affair with Jane Red's blossoming. Stryker is going to take on Misfit in a series, so lots going on. There's about 500 pages of track, so there's that. And I would just say, since this theory of possible XPL imposter, I will look into it and see if it's legit or not. If it ain't, it ain't. It is, well, I'll simply say, you never see great leagues going to other leagues to shit on them.
Yep. I mean, that's...
So BRL, I mean...
Well, let's talk about that real fast. I don't understand necessarily. A lot of interleague stuff going on right now, which... in some cases can be really cool, in some cases can fall flat on its ass. I don't think any of the 4 IWAR leagues, I mean, other than our IWAR contest that we have, like, I don't see the need for any interleague or even interfed matches. I don't think it's necessary. There's too much stuff going on in the leagues as there is. Then to add a whole other element in there, I don't think it would be worthwhile.
I can see it to a degree. I read Jamie put together a thing about how you could have interfed matches, and it might still be kicking around. I don't know. But I would just say that when I look at, like, at leagues, right, I look at some of the big records, I look at who trash talks, who's kind of like the standout characters. It's not always about wins and losses. You look at El Barbero in the BRL, one of the most popular players in there, always has great cartoons, very funny, entertaining, and his record's like 210 and 207, like, right. Not the best. But it doesn't matter. And then you have players like Mike Sebastian who bring a record and trash talk. So when I see other leagues and I check them out, I look at kind of a combination of things. Who's there? Who's doing really good at TT? What's going on? Is there a storyline? I think one of the problems that happens is I've had people approach me before like, oh, what if we have let's literally invade the BRL? Nope. Oh, it'd be fun. No, I don't care. And the reason I don't care is we have enough going on in the BRL. We don't need another league, like, league versus league competition. I mean, we kind of get that every so often with the IOR events, but we don't have like this big rivalry, like, oh, CWL versus BRL.
Done correctly, an interleague feud and invasion angle, if done the right way, could be freaking awesome. Well, Let's be honest. How many times has it been done the right way? It's usually someone taking on someone else's jobbers. Come on, let's be honest there.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It's like if you have two leagues that, they don't have anything going on, or you have a league trying to establish himself against another league, I can see it. I can see that being, done well. But you're going to have good players on both sides, and you're going to have good players who TT on both sides. And usually these things are historically one-sided, where it's one league TTing against another league, and the other league's completely ignoring them. Because maybe they don't TT at all. Maybe that's not a TT league. Maybe it's a Flutter league. You get nothing in return. So, like I said, if done correctly, awesome. If done poorly, it's the shits.
That's correct.
Let's see. We have a fantastic TT from Money Driven Mike Sebastian. He's awesome, huh?
He is.
He's fucking great.
I worked a long time again on the BRL for a reason.
Yeah, but fantastic. I'm so fortunate to be in the feud with him right now.
I hope he doesn't die.
Russian death match. By the way, if you guys don't know what a Russian death match is, it's essentially you take a ring, you put it out in a giant pool. The pool is filled with piranhas and electric eels. The ring is, surrounded by barbed wire. There's light tubes and all kinds of hardcore shenanigans in there. And to win the match, one wrestler must toss the other wrestler in the pool with the piranha.
Right.
And historically, there's always been a run-in by a bear, Terrible Ted, who's been murdered 6 times already. And he's now a zombie bear, which is awesome.
Ted the wrestling bear.
Poor bastard. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a lot going on in the BRL. Check it out. But we got a lot to cover today, so...
Yeah, read for yourself. Next up is the CWL number 213. CWL champion Ricky Kyle. Bastard. Network champion Atticus Poundover. United States champion Luther Alexander. Yukon champion Friendzone Frederick Goodfellow. Caribbean champion Felix Nine Lives Benaventura. Amazon Basin champion Toxic. British Isles champion Rick Starr. I like how Rick Starr got his fucking stable initials in there without it being stable initials. That's cute. Arabian champion Dagger Bomb. South African champion The Standover Man. What the fuck's a Standover Man?
I think it's the guy in the pornos away from the corner. Oh, man, that's something different. Maybe, I don't know.
I thought that was a fluffer. Isn't it a fluffer? No.
Maybe. I don't know what they call them these days.
Yeah, you do. Exactly what they're being called.
Brazzers.
I'm a Pornhub man myself. Stormy Daniels ranked number 1 this month on Pornhub, followed by Mia Khalifa. Number 3 is Mariah Mills. Number 4 is Riley Reid. And number 5 is Brandy Love. So those are your top 5 Pornhub models for this month. For the month of March.
Thanks, guys.
For the month of March. I like the fact that they're like the only adult website that can advertise like on billboards in New York City. It's insane.
Really?
Yeah. They give no shits.
Is that an unfair advantage?
I think it is.
I own Pornco Incorporated, and I want to have ads and billboards.
All right. Siberian champion, Pop Culture Pretty Cross. East Asian champion, Barry Takeny Stevens. Oceanic champion, The Great David. CWL Tag Team champions, Garrett Shouster and David Hammerhead. Network Tag Team champions, Bill Bonecutter and Bob Bonecutter. CWL 6-Man champions, Peter Cross, Bill and Bob Bonecutter. Network 6-Man champions, Clyde Cosworth, Hero Hoglong, and John Body. So, Matt, what's going down in the CWL?
Well, I will make a PSA right now. As players of the CWL will know, you send your trash talk to Michael, the commissioner, who then packages it as a TV program called Dynamite.
That's what I do.
So last time, this current cycle, not everyone got their stuff to him. Some sent it into the bulletin, which is okay too, but it's hard to like build a TV show with fewer submissions. So I actually sent a reminder out the other day, like, hey, be sure to get your stuff into him.
Yeah.
Because it makes it easy for him to put it together. So what happens is this last episode, since there was fewer submissions, when he put it together, he just had a technical difficulties thing happen where it was like, oh, we lost power, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, it makes it hard on the commissioner that has to. So if you're in the CWL, send him your trash talk. It doesn't have to be huge or littered with pictures, because he's going to incorporate it into it. It's really cool. So help out a guy like that. So what's going on? Well, we have Barry Stevens and Jimmy Montgomery heading to the finals of the Continental Championship Tournament. So that's one big thing going on. We had a surprise, shocking turn as Joe Boring was explaining to Forgotten Vagrant about some historical facts. He noticed Vagrant wasn't paying attention, so he hit him with a chair.
Good for you.
Look out. Joe Boring on the move. Dagger Bomb and the Cool One really going heel. They were kind of popular for a while. They've really been going heel, calling people out, sneak attacking people, so look out.
Did you know that Luther Alexander won his second NWL tag team titles with the Cool One?
Did he really?
And the NWL, yeah.
The Cool One.
Yeah. He won like 6 battle royals in a row in the NWL too. That was ridiculous.
That's so like him. So anyways, I suggest checking out the Dynamite program because
read Dynamite and then read Luther's TT because it's fantastic.
Yeah, don't be a jerk, dick.
He talks about how he parties with O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby, and if you go to the CWL Facebook page, you'll see a picture of that party on the Facebook page.
That party, all right. So yeah, I would just suggest checking it out. I mean, it's. The next big thing going on for that is, of course, going to be the Four Corners Invitational.
Four Corners in the house.
And, that's when each of the commissioners select 16 wrestlers from the league. There's no particular rule about picking who to pick, but except for one, which is try to get 16 different players in each event. So give that a go. So that'll
try to get no doubles in there. Try to get no doubles in there. It's gonna happen.
What I just did in the BRL, because what happens a lot, this kind of goes concurrent with the Johnny B Cup almost.
Yeah.
You mix it up, I actually try to use people's secondary wrestlers or other wrestlers to get a different feel. That way, when you're sitting there, you're like, hey, I lost that match with so-and-so, but so-and-so won their match. So all is not lost.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Next up is the Independent Wrestling League number 83. League champion Scott Farkas. Apparently, according to our friend Scott Anderson, Scott means fuck in Irish.
Well,
there you go.
Always something.
Yeah. Television champion, the Twisted Prodigy. New York City champion, Hostile Takeover. Los Angeles champion, Blank. Boston champion, Big Blank #1. Detroit champion, Piper, the Goofball Monroe. Cleveland champion, Drunken Camper. Dallas champion, Dr. Slam. Memphis champion, the African Pitbull, Dakar Wolof.
Okay.
Miami champion, Grant Underwood. San Francisco champion, Alec Blanchard. Chicago champion, Madman Max Mayhem. Tag team champions, Roughneck, Nicky Rock. Mr. 187, Tony Dime. And you can call them the IWA World Tag Team Champions, folks.
You can.
There it is. TV Tag Team Champions, John and Isaac Slaughter. And I believe they won the United States Tag Team Championship.
That they did.
Yeah. So great job, Kendall. Fantastic. Great to see him on a roll.
Yeah.
6-man champion, Frederick Xavier, Grant Underwood, Kennedy Cage, collectively known as the Chaotix, and they won another 5 free matches. The TV 6-man champions, Marcus Monroe, Piper Monroe, and Lucius Monroe. That's fantastic. Great job, gentlemen, for all of you who hit the title page here. On the cover of Post to Post, we have the cover here, and it's Johnny Pronto, and he's upset that he's being ignored. They probably have to do with the fact that he still has no power. What's up? A couple additional matches just signed for Soul Survivor. In a 3-way dance, we have TJ Relic taking on Dr. Slam, taking on Tim Riggins III. That should be a fantastic match. Don't forget that the entry fee for Soul Survivor is due by Cycle 84. The event will take place in Cycle 85. and it's $2 per wrestler. The prize will be $1 per wrestlers entered. That means if 50 men enter, the prize will be $50 and IWA credit. What?
One man leaves.
One man leaves. In addition, you'll get $250,000 in iCash and a shot at the IWL Heavyweight Championship. And will the winner get a shot at the Revolution Championship?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Don't forget that we are currently in our International Wrestling Council, or IWC, inside joke there, tournaments to crown a new international champion and a new South American champion. So be on the lookout for updated brackets there. I love Rio de Janeiro this time of the year. In a new segment, the IWL Control Desk, we have our new broadcast journalist, Scout Parker, recapping all the action. So if you didn't get any time to read the TT from last cycle, you can read it this cycle in Scout Parker's recap. We have a great poster by our good friend Pete Houston, who did a great job for us with the Soul Survivor poster, so please check that out. We have an advertisement for Luther Alexander's next movie, Terminator X, The Final Judgment. Don't forget that it's nothing personal. So, Matt, do you want to go over Gino Lucha and his journey and his quest to find the remains of Black Demon?
Now the rumors are Black Demon is back. He's been trying to figure out if he's legitimately back or not. So he decided to go right to the source, go to where he's buried. Went to the town in Mexico. Dapper Dan D followed him down, and he dug up the grave to see the body to prove it to himself. But the grave was empty. So another chapter in that storyline that just keeps going, and we'll see. There's more mystery afoot.
Yeah,
as they say.
And following that up, we have a picture from Black Demon saying that there is no grave that will stop him from getting his revenge. Great TT by our good friend Tim Riggins III. He's been really killing it with this character as of late, so he's been doing a great job. Yeah, we have a percolating feud between the Monroes and the Midnight Society. You know, the Midnight Society reminds me of that show. What was it called? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember that show?
I do not.
It's fucking weird. Anyway, they used to sell a bunch of kids who went in the woods and told ghost stories.
Okay.
Me and my friends used to go in the woods and look at porno mags.
So every kid should.
I'm just saying, You know, when I was 7 years old, I burnt down the wood behind my house.
You did?
Yeah, I was playing with matches.
What were you doing that for?
Because I was a fucking 7-year-old. Playing with matches in the woods and burnt my hand, dropped one of the matches into a bunch of dried up leaves, and I fucking burnt the whole shit down. Fire department came and everything. I was hiding in my room. I didn't tell anyone it was me though. Until right this second, because the statute of limitations is up on arson. We have the pose down of the century between Luther Alexander and Frederick Xavier. Although Luther did win the pose down, he got his ass kicked.
Oh,
Tim Riggins had to come and save him.
Tim Riggins.
Yeah. We have a update of the XFL, not the Extreme Football League, but the Extreme Frisbee League. Hilarious stuff all around. Fantastic promo from the boys LaCroix. Jay just talking shit about JJ.
Oh.
Promo here with the Chaotix, doing chaotic type things. We have FLS, FL Slobberknocker, saying slobberknockerish things. There you go. We have a promo here from Alec Von Schnapp. What's interesting here, it looks like Alec is hanging out with Luther a little bit here. He's not too happy about it. Maybe he is. Who knows?
Mystery
afoot. Noble House in the house. Once again, tearing shit up, as always. Great job. We have Lockdown. Lockdown cuts a promo here with his manager, Gerald Horton. Apparently he's a lawyer, too. And then he goes ahead and sneaks attack Luther from behind. Guess justice is served, I guess. Not really. Luther will have a response, by the way. Just keeping that out. So, Matt, what's Ali Atari up to these days?
Well, he's been kind of playing the role of bringing justice to the IWL. So that's kind of his new mission, is to kind of right the wrongs that he was, getting away with for so long.
Because he was a terrorist.
Yeah, pretty much. He was a bad guy. And he's looking to, turn the other cheek and improve things. So we'll see if it actually works or not. But he's called out Tim Riggins as the third, and he's going to work his way around the roster and kind of let them know that he's back.
Hey, don't you think if Atari's a babyface now, should he not use the Atari thumb anymore? But should he? Is the question.
Sure.
He should use a small package.
What's so wrong?
He kills people.
Well, if you're not careful.
He's still like walking around with Lady Xanadu on a chain? Because that seems pretty heelish to me too.
She likes it.
50 Shades of Ali Atari.
That's a different story.
That's good. That gives me a hell of an idea, which I'm
going to work on
tonight.
Oh no.
The Drunks are now in the IWL. So they're having an interaction with our good friend Solomon Graham. The Drunks, one of the stalwarts, big stars in the NWL, had a brief stay in the BRL, but now are here in the IWL. And Drunken Finisherman won Wrestler of the Year for the NWL. Is that correct?
That's true, yes.
That's true. So there you go. We had Winston Smith Jr. doing Winston Smith stuff. So I like the part where he goes, he tells them on Rose that you best prepared for your most comfortable pajamas.
Yes.
It's awesome. Dr. Slam here is talk all that good stuff about TJ Relic and Tim Wizard III kind of prepping his way for Soul Survivor. We have the debut of Bubba Bentfender, who is now hanging out with Dr. Slam, probably to get Vicodin. It's like the we have TT here from the security set, Les McCarver. Great stuff here. I was very happy to have him in the league. It looks like he's going after the Chaotix here. So that's good to see. I'm kind of interested to see where this kind of pans out. And then finishing it up, we have a picture of Marcus, the Monster Moreau, who has a checklist. He got his 1,000 wins, he has his $2 million in iCash, and now he, as of last cycle, he was the IWL League Champion. So congratulations and great job. Way to put yourself over. All right, and that is the IWL. So Matt, what are your thoughts on the IWL?
As always, it's a loaded league with lots of trash talk, and it's like a lot of the hour leagues are solid trash talk driven leagues with fun. There's a lot of variety. A lot of I think the BRL and the IWL have about the same amount of players.
Yeah,
and it's
just
a lot
different amount of matches.
Yeah, but could use some more people always. So they're looking to get into a league. There it is.
It's probably definitely one of the places to be in the IWA currently.
Yep.
All right, next up is the NWL New Wave League 110. League champion, the Patient Stalker, and we're still not sure if he's a patient stalker or he stalks patients. So Please let us know. TV champion, the one and only Jordan Drake. Atlantic champion, Railroad Express Bobby Rhodes. Central champion, Riot. Dixie champion, Billy Joe Jim Bob. Eastern champion, Bruce Inferno. Mountain champion, the Nightmare, Johnny Carnage. Northern champion, the Mountain Dew Maniac. Pacific champion, God's favorite player, Tentivo. Prairie champion, AJ Sabotage, which is a cool name. Southern champion, our good friend Chris Hero. Western champion, Timothy Zapampowski. Then I'm getting closer on that.
Yep.
Tag team champions, The Prospector and Billy Joe Jim Bob. TV Tag Team Champions, Railroad Express, Johnny Durrell, Railroad Express, Bobby Rhodes. Six-Man Champion, Haphazard, Chris Havoc, not that Chris Havoc, a brand new Chris Havoc. Soldat Petrov and Chris Hero, TV Six-Man Champions. The Nightmare Johnny Carnage, Keelan Crash Wendorf, and Jordan Drake. So Matt, what's going down in the NWL?
Well, it's interesting. There's not a lot of TT like the last couple of cycles.
No.
But it's all strong stuff. So you kind of like, it has a very NXT vibe to it, which is kind of fitting.
Yeah.
In that there's, kind of a concentration of the top stars, and the way Jake's kind of running the NWL now is instead of having a massive card, it's like, nope, like 3 to 5 matches. If you're not doing a good job, you're not on the card. So we are rolling out a new version of the Willowwood Classic where instead of like multiple cycles, we take the results from one cycle and process the tournament that way. So I wrote it out this cycle, so it'll be in this next issue coming up, and it's really fun. We try to get the players more involved. What we do is we use their TT to kind of propel the angles in the classic.
Yeah.
Lots going on, a lot of good players. I want to see Soldat Petrov back TTing again. So
I want Soldat Petrov in the IWL desperately, by the way.
Yeah, that's the thing about that IWA and the NWL especially is that some players come and go. We just can't do much about it. So
yeah,
we're doing our part to keep them in-house.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're hoarding all the players. We're player hoardings. We give no access to anyone else unless you're in the IWAR. You can't private message them or say hello to them or recruit them to your league or your stables because we just say no.
That's right.
Don't talk to these guys because these guys are evil and they're bad and they don't use their right and left turn indicators and they smell like poop. So don't talk to none of these guys. Screw them. Only play in the IWAR leagues. It's the best leagues ever. Screw those other guys.
Yeah, and I will say that also for those big fans of Gary Galaxy and Blazer Corp, Gary Galaxy takes his helmet off. Check out the NWL TT for all the details on that. Yeah. And the Railroad Express are making themselves known. They're setting up a feud with Jordan Drake and Keelan Wendorf. We'll see if that goes anywhere. But, lots going on. So,
yeah, definitely check it out. Check it out. Again, guys, in all seriousness, if you're looking to recruit for your leagues, looking for good players, take a few minutes out. Do yourselves a favor. Look at the NWL Bulletin. Get familiar with the wrestlers. Get familiar with the managers. Hell, go on the IWAR Network Facebook page and say, hey, who wrestles in the NWL? I want to talk to you. And talk to these people.
Yep.
They're going to beg you to go to your league. And talk to these guys. What are you doing? Ridiculous. So, Matt, what's going down IWAR-wide?
Well, the John B. Cup is about to start, as is the Murano Memorial Tag Team Tournament. We also have Soul Survivor about to launch, and the Four Corners Invitational, so a lot going on. We have WrestleRama coming up. This cycle coming up is going to be the matches that are played, and then the results written off that. So this cycle is a cycle where you really want to hit your home runs. I would say it's a matter of just, a lot of stuff going on, so get involved. The more involved you are, the better the game's going to be. And we have the Summer Series coming out in the summer, so look for more details on that. That's going to be a really fun thing going on.
We should do the Summer Series in the winter, because that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it's just us people. Well, it's a summer somewhere. Also, we have soon we're going to have a special report by the big roster folks.
Oh.
So stay tuned for that. Exciting news. I won't give anything away, but it's going to be good. That's the IWAR-wide stuff.
All right. Fantastic. Matt, we had some questions. I'm going to go ahead and read them off to you. We have all two. Awesome. Okay. That's so many questions. Great job, guys, with the questions. Robert Harper chimes in and says, do you think more foreign wrestlers would make the game feel more worldwide?
Could. I mean, I know, we have Team International in the IWL with Hiroki Fuji and Achilles Leo, but... I
think we have a good amount of foreign wrestlers. Yeah, Soldat Petrov, Luther Alexander, Atari, who else?
We got Luchador, Senya Lucha, we have...
Hiroki Fuji.
Yeah.
The business family, they're all from Asia.
I think
Neo Dragon is half Japanese.
I think what happens sometimes is people get caught up in the international aspect, and they don't focus on the character as a whole.
Well, here's the thing I want to point out is people always want to do luchadors, they always want to do Russians, and they always want to do characters kind of based like that. But be careful, guys, because if you do that, you can end up writing yourself in a corner.
Right.
I did a character called the Willowick Warrior, who was the Ultimate Warrior. And I would write these crazy, nonsensical TT just like the Ultimate Warrior. And then after a while, I couldn't do it anymore. Because I had written myself in the corner because I couldn't develop him past, looking at the stars and the moons and acting all crazy. I couldn't get him past that.
Right.
No one was feuding with him, so he just died a slow, painful death.
That's right.
Probably one of the worst ideas I ever had.
Oh.
Yeah. So be careful, guys. Again, your wrestler should be a wrestler first and foremost. You take it from a wrestling base and then you add layers on top of it, you're better off. Instead of starting at a character base. He's a mummy, he's a mutant, he's a He's a half man, half wolf.
Right.
He kind of end up in a weird spot. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it can't be done, because it can be done, but I'm just saying it's difficult, and you end up writing yourself in a corner sometimes. But I think we have enough, international wrestlers.
Yeah.
We always use some more. Like I don't see any players from South Africa.
Colonel De Beers, baby.
Yeah. How the hell did they get away with being pro-apartheid and saying bad things about Nelson Mandela all the time? It's insane. Oh, ridiculous. We have a lot of wrestlers from the UK too, and Canada. Does Canada count as international?
Sure.
I don't know about that.
Next question.
Scott Franklin asks, what type of wrestler gimmick does each league needs to spice things up or make things more readable?
Well, I would say type of wrestler. I know, like, CWL wise, we have a lot of good tag teams right now.
Yeah.
So maybe some more singles wrestlers. We have a good balance CWL, really, we do. I think any league, like even the BRL, where you can get lost pretty easily because it's such a big roster and such a big league. Like I said before, El Barbero is near the bottom of the rankings, and he's one of the biggest guys there. So worry less about your record and more about what you can do. I know it's frustrating for some players. Like, they're like, I have 1,000 wins, and they go to the BRL and they're ranked 20th.
Yeah.
You're like, what? But we have a ton of guys at the top of the BRL who have like 4, 5, 6, 7,000 wins. So it's...
For me, it's not necessarily the type of wrestlers or gimmicks. It's the angles and the feuds.
Right.
And just remember that personal issues is what's going to draw. So it's one thing to randomly sneak attack people. And then it's a whole other thing is to develop a backstory and a history between two wrestlers and have them feud over something maybe out of the past, maybe out of the future. Who knows? You can go back in time.
Yeah, and plus, too, I think if you take the time to establish a character, like, look in the BRL this month. Mascaro Negro arrived, and he did 2 pages just of interview format, kind of establishing the character and kind of setting things up. So you have that to work with. And, take the time, establish a character, and then, see what you find out there. Some guys are very frustrated if they don't get like an automatic huge feud, or like, I want to be like, one of the things that annoys me as a commissioner is someone who no shows trash talk most of the year, and then when a big show's coming up, they're like, I want so and so over so and so in the cage. Well, usually we try to accommodate, but like, if I have nothing to go on, why would I book that match? Like, give me some reason to like want to see so and so over so and so in a blank match. Like, give us a reason to watch, So I'm looking forward to see, like, Russian Death Match with Mike Sebastian versus Luther Alexander.
Plus, we've already done 2 of them.
Right. So, can they top it?
Kendall asks, has there ever been a tag team battle royal in either the BRL or IWL? And do we think could be a good match? I'll be all for a tag team battle royal. I just don't know how it would work in terms of logistics. Not how the match would be written or how it would go. It was like how do we do that?
All right.
Like, I would have to get strategies from the IWA and kind of put them together. And do I do 5 out of the 15 at random? I don't know how I would do that logistically. Seems like a lot of work that I don't think I want to do. I guess we can use total strat value, but that kind of goes out of the realm of battle royals, I think. So I like the idea, I like the concept, but I guess it's just more of us figuring out how to do the match itself. But I do like the idea. Matt Riley asks, why don't more players ask more questions? And I haven't answered that question because Jake Joyce answers all their questions in the NWO.
That is true.
That is very true. Don't forget that lockdown rules. So
that's right.
I love lockdown. It's awesome. Good stuff.
Well, you're in trouble now. Lockdown's the IWL, so he's bringing his own brand of justice. Yeah. I'm trying to decide if Lockdown should become the Big Boss Man avatar instead of Roman Reigns.
You can use Big Boss Man, but in the cool Big Boss Man from the Attitude Era.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the not the one from '88.
Not the Akeem.
Twin Towers. I don't know if I told this story, but my friend, we went into New York City, right, for a Ring of Honor show. The show happened to be on 9/11. 9/11 2010. And he has a shirt, and it's a yellow, bright yellow shirt, and has a picture of Hakeem, and has a picture of the Big Boss Man, and underneath it, it said "Never Forget."
Oh,
Which to me could have got us a lot of heat. We're in Midtown Manhattan, but everyone's giving us high fives. I said that's a really cool shirt. So there you go.
wow.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. Now it's time for our favorite segment, Worst TT of the Cycle. Matt, what do you have for us?
Oh boy. Well, there's lots of good contenders, but the NDL strikes again.
In the TDL, we have Kim gets snatched up. Our good friends, the Black Gorilla Army, once again abduct a young lady, or at least tried to abduct a young lady. They stole a $100,000 engagement ring from her. I believe that happened last cycle. And now the police are figuring out what's going on. And when the officers asked her what the thugs looked like, she said they were big, black, and scary. And they had a gold tooth.
A gold tooth, they shared it?
It's funny because underneath it, the officer says anything else that doesn't sound racist. Which is funny, which is cute. I get listed to calling you what honky you try to murder children. The weird TT, which I don't necessarily understand. But at least they're trying. I give them
Yes.
some credit. Not a whole lot of credit though. Has Matt even responded to that TT? Because they're about 3 cycles in on that TT, and he hasn't said a word about it. So it might be time for you fellas to move on.
Yeah.
So what else we got?
Well, of course the NDL has another breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, that's so awful.
And it's just, I won't even read it all, but it's just dumb. And again, what makes it so awful is the other person doesn't care. I don't even know if they're in the league with them or not, but they want to team up with them. So they're like, team up with me. And it's like, okay, whatever. But again, it just doesn't hold up. So
I like the line. The only thing that floods more poop than that stadium comes from the brains of California liberals.
yeah.
Huh?
There is the GWL's bizarre. It's not so much trash talk as part of the commission report.
It's a commission report. Like, what is the IWA doing?
Yeah, it's got something where it talks about the Cleveland Indians logo, Chief Wahoo, which if you don't know, the racist symbol associated with that team is finally being phased out.
Allegedly racist.
Yeah. Not if you're an American Indian, a Native American, what do they call it nowadays? I'm sure it's changed again since they said this.
Racist.
But Chief Wahoo has been phased out. So they're going to buy several shirts and hats to support the fans. We will not forget Chief Wahoo. It's part of MLB history no matter what the liberal, organic, PC stormtroopers say. He also forgot to add in vegan, organic, gluten-free. It's just stupid. Like, what is going on?
I'm just questioning. I'm questioning this. People's political beliefs are fine. You know what I mean? I don't really care. I have no interest in someone's political affiliation, beliefs, or whatever. It means absolutely nothing to me. I just question why someone think that the IWA, the Imaginary Wrestling League, inside of a commission report, would think that's appropriate. It has nothing to do with wrestlers. It has nothing to do with that particular league. I'm not even sure necessarily why the IWA allows that. It's weird.
Oh,
it's one thing. I could sit here and write TT and promos, preaching my political beliefs, my religious beliefs, and what have you to the days come home. But is that really appropriate? Like, there's forums for that. There's places where you can go and relay that information, or if you have those feelings, you can let it out. I'm not necessarily sure that the IWA is the appropriate place for that.
Yeah,
because it's a business. It's a game. It's a business. Second of all, it's not like a free platform. It's not a Facebook group, and it's not a message board. So I'm confused.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if it was somehow tied to a character, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't start doing that shit.
Competitive report appearances, and the preview in the next issue of the IWAR, not the 101st, but the 102nd is going to have a very special debut with a page dedicated to the report hitting report. So, stay tuned.
All right, fantastic. That's it, right? That's all we got?
That's it.
All right, guys, so we are officially out of time for Matt Riley, and I passed out Luke Martin. I'm Juan Cena. Have a good night. Awful TT.
UWL?
Yeah. I'm looking for a name for this TT. Next up, we often go up through the entire IWA looking for TT that are either god awful or hilarious. Either one would be suffice. And again, we're not picking on anyone, but certain people do certain things that we have to kind of poke fun at. So we poke fun of ourselves all the time anyway. So might as well poke fun at other people too. So Matt, what do you have for us?
Well, I have the UWL's Purple Ninja, which sounds silly. It is silly. It's the Purple Ninja attacks. He binds up all 10 Kim Kardashians. Mm-hmm. And when Matt Y walks in and unties him and asks who did this, the Purple Ninja leaves a note for him saying that he's going to destroy the entire Kardashian stable. Even I cannot destroy 500 wrestlers. And then he says, if he sees the cat mask, tell him I'm coming after him too. It's just silliness. But the drawing below it makes it worth it. And it's a guy dressed like a superhero with the word meow on his leg and then a cat mask. And then for whatever reason, there's this random lizard in a box like next to him, like a news reporter, like chiming in. So there's that.
So that is it for our ridiculous TT of the cycle. So guys, don't forget once again, Soul Survivor, $2 due by Cycle 84. Thank you if you got your submissions in there already. Totally appreciate that. That's it for this cycle. So for Matt Riley, I'm Juan Cena. Have